Well, I grew up in the civil rights era, and I was arrested when I was in the 8th grade because I participated in the civil rights movement in Louisville, Kentucky. We used to call it our badge of honor, so I got my badge of honor when I was in the 8th grade. I was participating in a sit-in demonstration at a restaurant, had a horseshoe counter, and so you sit every other seat. That's how you were taught. Well, I ended up in the last seat over there by myself, and the waitress came with a pan of trash and dumped it in my lap. My friend Ronnie Long got up from where he was sitting and came over there. Ronnie did not necessarily believe in the principles of nonviolence. And when he saw that, he said to her, "Do it again, and your head will be in that plate." I chose education, and in the summertime when I was at home, we would play school on our front porch, and I would tell everybody else, "You all can be whatever you're gonna be, but I'm the teacher." I came to the district in 1972 with Dr. Francis Chase. We were to look at the district's curriculum from top to bottom and determine the efficacy of the curriculum. Led to 39 years with the district. Dean of Instruction at Lincoln High School. First African American Administrative Dean of Instruction at Griner Middle School. Principal of Harry Stone Middle School. Coordinator with Dr. Frederick Todd for Area 5. I was over curriculum for the district, over staff development for the district. I was a division head for both of those. So then I became Area 2 superintendent, had all the schools in South Dallas and West Dallas, and the learning centers. I had taught in Louisville, Kentucky a year, so I retired after 40 years. I think the district is doing some good things, but I think they have a very, very long way to go. I worked with the chiefs and the superintendent on the equity project that they were starting, and I think it is an excellent, excellent beginning. But I've been in this district and in this town long enough to see great initiatives start, stop, new initiatives start, stop. No one can tell me to this day why they stopped the learning centers. Black children weren't always at the bottom. There were, specific segments of kids who were doing exceptionally well. Kids were exceeding. When you looked at the district's school effectiveness indices, learning centers were either 1, 2, 3, and 5. They were always in at least 5 in the top 10. They were recognized statewide, they were recognized nationally. The National Alliance of Black School Educators had what it's called its demonstration school sites, where they went all over the country looking for schools with predominantly African American student populations that were doing well, and you had to document. I mean, it wasn't just, oh yeah, we're doing good. No, you had to show. And they would come and do on-site visits for a week, looking at, pouring over your data, looking at the classroom practices. Dallas had 7 of those schools, more than any other district in the country. Now you would think with that level of success that folks would have been building on those schools, trying to replicate those schools. No, they closed the learning centers down, so that's why you have a lot of naysayers, because it appears to some, and I'm not all the way in that camp, but it appears to some that there is a design to ensure that black kids fail. That whole prison to pipeline argument, that would suggest some of that may be true. So the hope for DISD, because A, it is acknowledging that African American kids are at the very bottom, that it is acknowledging that they need to have a look at equity across the board in all divisions, all departments, all schools. That gives me hope because they're at least acknowledging it. And that's the first step. The second step is, once you acknowledge it, is put action behind that acknowledgement. And I think that's where the district is at this point, is trying to find the action points across the spectrum. I think one of my greatest accomplishments was developing principals who believed in the untapped potential of all children and ran their schools as such that they were successful for kids. My last project in the district was to establish the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy, the first all-male public school in the state of Texas. And I'm just still so proud of that, because it was going to be a non-traditional school. I didn't want young men to feel that they had to go the football or basketball route to have a successful life. My third, and it may be at the very, very top, is standing with both feet planted, advocating for children, being unashamedly Black, and unbossed by anyone.